Tottenham midfielder Rodrigo Bentancur has been given a 7-game ban and a fine of £100,000 by the FA for using a racial slur about his teammate Heung-Min Son while appearing on TV in his home country of Uruguay in June. A warning: some viewers may find some parts of this report offensive. Bentancur was asked by the host of Canal 10 to show the shirt of a Spurs player. He replied, "Son is. It could be Sonny's cousin too, as they all look the same." Bentancur denied this charge, but the Independent Regulatory Commission found it to be proven and imposed the sanctions following a hearing. The Uruguay midfielder will now miss 7 domestic games, keeping him out of action until Boxing Day. Bentancur's ban does not include Europa League games, though, which means he can play in games against Roma and Rangers while he serves the suspension. Well, Tottenham captain Son was asked about Bentancur's comments in September, and he told us he loves his teammates.
I loved Rodrigo a bit. I love him. I love him. We had a lot of good memories. We started play together when he joined, and he knew he apologized straight afterwards. When we had a holiday, I was at home, and I didn't even realize that was what's going on. And he just sent me a long text that you could feel that it was coming from his heart, and afterwards, then when he came back to the training ground for the pre-season, and he just felt really sorry, and he almost cried when he said apologized in a public, also personal as well. So, but he felt like he feel really sorry. We are all human, makes a mistake, which is we learn from it. But I love Rodrigo a bit, and I love him, and he made a mistake, but I have no problem at all.
Well, speaking after Bentancur was charged by the FA in September, Ange Postecoglou said the Tottenham midfielder had made a mistake, but stressed the importance of education.
We all make mistakes, and I've said before that, for me, it's not just about punishment; it's the opportunity for people to atone, to learn. Because if we're talking about having a society that's kind of understanding and tolerant of everything, we also must show that to people who make mistakes, as Rodri has made this in this time. We kind of know him very well, a lot better than most, because we spend every day with him, and we understand the kind of person he is, and we understand that even though he's a great guy and a fantastic teammate, he's made a big error this time, and he's got to take the punishment. But also we need to make sure that we give him the opportunity to atone for it and learn from it, and hopefully others learn from it as well.
Well, Danny Mills has had his say on the Bentancur suspension. He believes clubs in particular have a responsibility to educate players to ensure incidents like these are avoided in future.
He's made a mistake, but education is a huge part of that. He's owned up, he's apologised for that mistake, he will take his punishment. But I think it's down to clubs as much as anybody else to remind their players that when they go on international duty, when they go back to perhaps their homelands where the dialect is different, there is a different way of speaking. They use a different terminology and different language. I think it's important for them to be reminded that, they are employed by English football clubs, that everything that they say will be picked up, especially in English. And therefore they have to be very, very aware of what they say. He's made an unfortunate error. He's apologised to Son, which was obviously accepted immediately, which we just heard. I think the only issue that I have around it is it's whether it's a UEFA ban, an FA ban, who gets involved with what. He was away on international duty, and the FA have banned him because it was 2 days before a game. So technically, whose jurisdiction is he under? That's I guess whether he gets banned by FIFA, UEFA, or the FA. I guess that's the only real debate. But he's got his ban. He'll take it. He'll learn from it. And it serves as a lesson for others, to be very, very careful what they say and also to educate themselves.
Yeah, so here are the games that Bentancur will miss then. They include Saturday's trip to Manchester City, as well as games against Chelsea and Liverpool. The Uruguay midfielder will also miss Tottenham's Carabao Cup quarter-final against Manchester United before his return on Boxing Day. As we mentioned earlier, he will be able to face Roma and Rangers in Europe, though. So Tottenham's first game without him is a trip to Manchester City in the Saturday night football. The game is live for you from 5 p.m. on Sky Sports Premier League.